Hey, chefs, I've been working on an important update to the FoodCostChef Calculator, and I'm happy to release version 1.3. As usual, the details of this release are at foodcostchef.com/changelog. You can always check the latest program details, updates, and fixes on that page. Now, I'd like to thank the original crew users of the FoodCostChef Calculator for adding their thoughts as to how to improve their program. They're the reason for this version update. That being said, this update is mostly to do with the plates feature. As you may be aware, the plates feature is where you add your ingredients, base recipes, and core recipes to create a plate. A plate is what represents your actual menu item. So if we look at the plate summary, you'll see this new column with this light blue header called Menu Matrix. Simply think of this as what category your plate is on your menu. Currently, these are all shown as none because when you update your software, there are no categories. You add them according to your menu. So right now, let's go to the chef tables and you'll see a cleaner setup here with a new column, Menu Matrix. Here is where you add your categories. I'm just going to add dinner, lunch, and catering. Now, even if you don't use the new menu matrix, this new column will allow you to categorize your plates. So let's start. Ribs, edit, dinner. Beef meat pie, dinner. Stroganoff, dinner. As I'm doing this, the category changes for each item. Lamb shanks, this plate happens to be a catering size, so this one will be the catering category. Now I'll fill the rest of these in at top speed. You get the idea. For the wings at the bottom here, I'm just going to dupe this recipe and make it a 10-piece order as well and add that to the dinner category in the matrix. I'm not going to bother adjusting the plate ingredients here. I just want you to see how to produce your own matrix from this plates summary table. With categories now, you can sort and isolate plates here when you're looking for grouped items. All right, now we can export to matrix for analysis. Top right, this new button here. Click for the dialog window. So I can do all plates, not recommended, or one category, which is what you should be doing. For this example, we'll do dinner. Now all the dinner plates show here, but it still gives me an option to pick from that group or deselect an item. This is useful for when you have a plate that might no longer be on the menu, but you don't want to delete it from your FoodCostChef Calculator file. But if it's not selling currently, you don't want that for menu engineering for this period because an item with 0 sales will skew your data. Or maybe you're running a special for 1 week, but not the next. In this case, all good. So I am including items in my matrix and selecting export. Be patient here. Your report takes a couple of seconds to produce and asks you to save first. You must save first or it won't be accessible. Since this report is for a period of time, you might want to consider saving the report as a date range. Then later, you can compare period to period where these items may have changed food cost due to price changes. Now you're looking at a largely blank file, but patience. You only need to add these 2 highlighted columns. Actually, even the labor indicator column is optional. The quantity sold is mandatory because the entire report is based on sales units. So this is the only manual stage where you input your POS sales numbers. Don't start. It's really only going to take like 90 seconds to fill these in. But check out what's happening here. As soon as those numbers are plugged in, the data starts to take shape. Each menu item is showing its strengths and weaknesses against all the other items. The benchmarks are up here. The contribution margin scores are here, and the menu mix is here. These create the matrix score. For example, barbecue ribs, $15.10 contribution margin is just under the average CM contribution margin. That results in this low CM score. However, its popularity score of 15.36% is way over the average popularity mark, showing high here. And that results in this Plowhorse matrix grade. Now, you can fill in these labor scores, and I like to do this to see an added element of how much pressure an item puts on the kitchen. These numbers do not factor into any math on this grid. It's just an extra piece of information when you're making decisions about a menu item. You're always going to have your labor-intensive items, but for prep and fire, you're going to need a good balance of labor intensity here for, those times when the shit hits the fan. If you slide over, this added quick look window shows some totals and leaderboard items. Fish and chips being a star menu item. If you want to look a little deeper, you can sort any one of these columns to see ranking data of all the menu items. This doesn't change the results, it just allows you to look at them sorted by importance or weakness. Now this is a real tool to help you look at what is working on your menu and what items may need some reworking, removal, or replacement. That's your job, chef. You've got the information in front of you right now. So this matrix is part of the FoodCostChef Calculator, available at foodcostchef.com, but I also have a free download for a Google Sheets version. You have to fill in all the data on that table, but it does work. The link is around this video somewhere. Chefs, have a good day, and remember, it's only good food if the math works.